Beach volleyball time. Head coach David Skaff, Ellie Ask, Riley Daugherty. Coach, your team been on the road for a couple of weeks. A lot of early season success, going 8-2. What kind of give us a recap of how things have gone and what's kind of led to that early season start?
Yeah, no, I think it's fun to have some kind of new blood in and some slightly different styles of what we've done before that, well, I'd say we're maybe a little smaller this year, but faster and sort of running more tempo. And defensively, it's been really fun that we've been executing a lot of game plans and absorbing stuff like a sponge, which I think has been what's been part of our success is we're learning from things as we play pretty quickly. And we're seeing those changes come out in between the games and toxin switches and stuff that are part of the reason I think to our success.
Ellie, you're one of the new faces on the team, playing at the number one spot with a veteran. What has your partner in Grayson been like for you to play alongside of her, and kind of how have the first few weeks gone for you?
The first few weeks have definitely been like troubleshooting and just an adjustment from going from high school to college now. And it's really nice having a very intense partner as I'm a little bit more quiet, and we are undersized, so we really have to be scrappy and pick it up together, but we're definitely finding our way right now.
You were able to go to the trip in the fall. How beneficial was that for you just to kind of get maybe that first collegiate trip out of the way when the pressure maybe wasn't on so much?
Yeah, it was really nice to just experience my first college match, even if it was more of a learning curve. It was definitely different because I was more of a defender role in that situation, and now I've transitioned into more of a blocker. But it was really nice to get some under my belt and see how I could compete against the top teams in the country.
Riley, off to a 10-0 start with your partner. What has the first few weeks been like for you? Obviously successful, but what maybe has kind of led to that?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun getting back in the sand. I was playing indoor in the fall, so getting back used to getting sand legs and back into the swing of things has been fun. It's been a lot of fun playing with Lizzie. I feel like we click really well and have similar personalities, and she's very high energy, so it's been fun kind of feeding off of that. And yeah, we kind of just go out and have our game plan. We're both more swinging players or more successful when we're swinging, so we just get out and try and set each other up and take big rips and set that up for our shots and stuff. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
You kind of alluded to my next question, playing indoor in the fall in Oklahoma and now back at CMU. First of all, what kind of led to that decision to come back and a few weeks in, or are you got to be pleased?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be back for sure. It worked out well. I didn't know if I was going to end up coming back or not, but Skaff obviously welcomed me back with open arms and said, we'd love to have you come back. And it kind of worked out academically, still being able to graduate in May and have another season before I'm kind of done playing. So yeah, I'm happy I came back.
Coach, going last weekend, you get a win over what's kind of been a rivalry of this program with Kingsville, and then you get a couple wins over D1s. What can you kind of take from that early season wins and kind of ride into the rest of the campaign?
Yeah, no, I think Kingsville is a good team. They're a good comparison for us as we go into nationals for seeding. What we're going to see, Kingsville's always been one of those top teams, so it kind of gives us a good idea where we sit on the Division II board level when we get ready for nationals. They exposed a few things that we haven't worked on some things that they did with some options, some defensive things that was good for us to see. They're probably one of our more experienced win teams as well, so we got to see a little bit of what they do there and, hey, what do we need to read better on that? And they brought some good competition in with the D1s that they had there. UTEP got us last year 2-3 at Arizona, so it's good to see them again and some of the adjustments. I don't think they were used to the tempo we were running, so we're recognizing that, hey, if we play our style, it works for us. Tarleton was a good match that was kind of our last one of the weekend. You could tell that we were a little tired in that one, so it changed a little bit of how we're approaching practice and making sure that we're getting enough reps in at the end of the day that we're still able to push, because they just released for nationals that there will be 3 teams that have to play 3 matches on championship Sunday, just to make sure that, hey, our bodies are prepped to be able to do that we're not tired going into that. So it gave us a good blueprint for these next couple of weeks to focus on.
I say it looks like you all have been outside in warm weather because you've You're a little more tan than most of the athletes that have been in. But the early competition that you've had, and then David, you remember when you first started this program, it was indoor players learning beach, and now it's the majority are beach only. How has that helped this program really grow and become more and more competitive every single year? Because you've got them year round now.
It makes a huge difference now. I mean, you can just see in the beach IQ and the experience that we have that, I mean, there's plays that are, an indoor player may not make for their first year. They may not even see that part of the game, where we have players now that see that routinely, that it's a routine play for them to recognize, hey, in this situation, I need to get off the net, or in this situation, this is how I'm going to attack a seam, or, hey, we need to switch this defensively, where we don't have that as much on the fresh indoor. We still have some players that haven't had a lot of beach experience, but they're picking it up quickly from our veterans, where early we didn't have any veterans to help teach. Everybody was, all right, fresh. We're learning the same way, but now we have a veteran who can tell, hey, Ellie, you need to do this when we do that. Or, hey, Ellie, I see this. And now she's doing it right away. So she's getting that experience as a freshman versus two freshmen looking at each other, go, what do we do?
Yeah. Yeah. And girls, the tough competition that you play every year, how much do you learn every single match from, when you play a D1 and, you're a small team, and then you see 6'3" across the net and from Arizona or UCLA or some of these teams you play. How much better does that make this team?
I think it makes us a lot better. Every team that we face has a little bit different of playing style, so it's good to see that different kind of competition and pick up on the little things that they do, and also, like Skaff was talking about before, expose some of our weaknesses, especially early on, so we're able to work on it throughout the season and kind of be ready for the end of the season. But yeah, the last 2 weekends have been good and fun, and I think everyone was kind of itching to play some competition after we've been doing weeks of just playing against each other essentially. So yeah, it's been good, and like you said, it's good to pick up on the little things, expose some things, and get ready for the end of the season competition.
Yeah, I second all of that. Just even the first week that we played and we went against St. Mary's, and my pair, we lost. But then going against UTEP, we found successes within that, even though they were a completely different style, but they were still that Division I team. And it's they're a little bit bigger than us, but just giving that 100% and critiquing everything and up to that point and absorbing all of that information like a sponge and just moving on.
Now, for you guys as players, coming from, Colorado, where you go outside right now and it's chilly, you play against some of these warm weather teams. Do you think being able to play when you're uncomfortable and it's windy and your sweat's freezing up on you, does that give you an advantage over these teams that are in hot climates all year? And if so, how do you see those advantages play out?
It's definitely different. I think we definitely had an advantage in Arizona when we were playing in the morning. It was a little bit chilly, and the teams we're playing against maybe weren't used to that. I think it probably makes us a little bit more adaptable when we do kind of see the change up of weather when we go to different places. But yeah, I feel like it's good that we're able to play in both hot and cold, and we were able to travel to these warmer places and kind of get some experience playing in the heat as well. Especially this weekend, it got a little hot in the afternoon games at Kingsville, so it's good to get experience for both, going throughout the season, I think.
Yeah, we definitely played better in the morning when it was more of our temperature and that we can practice in, but otherwise, I feel like the elevation also has somewhat of a role. And when we go down more towards sea level and whatnot, it's definitely better for our endurance and whatnot.
And then with you guys being back home this weekend, how nice is it to just be able to get, an earlier season matchup at home, but you're still kind of getting into the swing of things, even though you're mostly there? How nice is it to be playing at home?
It's really nice. It's nice to not be on the road and be able to sleep in our own beds. And then also for people to come out, people from the school, some roommates coming out, some indoor people coming out and be able to watch. I know a lot of people have family and stuff coming into town too. So it's really nice to get a early home game, I think.
Yeah, I second that.
Coach, for you, limited opportunities at home over the history of the program. Is it nice to kind of have one of those early in the season and being able to be undefeated throughout the time here? What's kind of that mindset of defending our own sand?
Yeah, no, it's great to get a couple home matches early, break up the travel. I mean, that sleeping in your own bed is a big thing, and not missing school. I mean, all those things add up over time. So be able to get that earlier here. And Central Wyoming's trying to get a beach program going. They had a little bit of success early this year already against Trinidad. So it's nice that they want to come out, make the trip to us. So we're happy to play them and get some experience and see what they can do in our deep sand. I think that's one of the advantages of our home record is we have pretty deep sand compared to anywhere we play. So we know how to play it, where it takes some teams a little bit to get used to that.
Looking forward just a little bit, since we probably won't have you next week. The trip to California has become an annual tradition for this team, and I've had some wins over the year. What's kind of the excitement level of another spring break trip to California? Get a lot of matches in a fairly short time.
Yeah, no, we like that trip because we get to see a lot of competition from various levels. We're getting to see FIU right away at CSUN with them. So that's a nationally ranked team. So it's good for us. Hey, we get tested early, and that gives us another 2-3 weeks before nationals to make any adjustments we might need to do. We get to see Concordia, who's one of the other powerhouses in the Division II level. That I think it's us and them as the West Coast teams that normally represent in the Final Four. So being able to see them early will also tell us, hey, what are we getting into? What do we need to know about them? So we like the blueprints it shows for us for the future, and the level of competition we're going to see is great. And then we finish at U of A in Tucson that weekend. So that'll be also a chance for us to practice in some warmer heat as we prepare for Gulf Shores.
Question of the week, off topic a little bit. I always try to make you think a little bit. A rare, obscure food that you've eaten sometime in your life, and a little bit of a backstory or history of how that came to be.
Mine would definitely have to be, I was on a cruise with my wife, and they were offering cow tongue to anyone that wanted to try it on the cruise. And I've never tried cow tongue. So I was like, all right, let's do that. And I wouldn't say I would order that again, but I wouldn't be opposed to trying again, but not something I would spend my own money. But since it was free and included, why not?
We've had that answered today, so that's good.
Mine was also on a cruise. I don't know how. I had escargot. It's like snails, which I don't know if that's like extremely exotic, but first thing that comes to my mind for exotic foods.
Mine is probably like snapping turtle. They would serve it in Iowa during turkey days, and I was like, why not try it? And I was probably 8, so I had no idea I was eating that. But
well, congrats on the success thus far, and good luck this weekend in California.
Thank you.